direction. No one can pull me out. I've always felt different from the others. I'm running away now. Fears are fading, won't stop bleeding. 'Cause I'm sick of standing up instead of going down. I'm sick of never being able to cross the line. I'm sick of pretending everything is fine. You got it, you're just a freak like me.
You're listening to the Max Wrestling Podcast. It's time to take it to the max!
Hey yo, it's Thursday and you know what that means. It's Max Wrestling episode 370. This is your captain speaking, your Max Wrestling World and Predictions Champion, along with El Jefe, Moses Marquez, who's becoming more and more TikTok famous week by week.
Week by week, baby. All
numbers is
goddamn
growing.
day long. Every single day the numbers are growing. I love it.
Just the way we like it. If you haven't already, go check out Max Wrestling UK on TikTok. It is Max Wrestling UK, even though it's pretty much just run by Moses now, so I don't even know why it's still UK, but we can't have Max Wrestling. And
Yeah,
all our
somebody
other
else has the
social
Max
media is
Wrestling,
Max
yeah.
Wrestling UK, so.
Right.
I mean,
It's
we
all right.
originated in the UK.
There we go. It's all right.
Then-
But
then
it blends well enough. Damn
We
it.
went transatlantic.
Trent. I like that.
We're pretty much more US than we are UK now. Like, in
But the-
terms of support and
Oh, big time.
guests.
Big time.
So you will not be disappointed in TikTok as Moses is tackling the marks of the net. But here's the kind of shit we're talking about. Let's kick things off with shit marks say.
Oh, there we go. Can you believe the shit these marks say?
Going to TikTok first because, like I say,
Oh,
I'm not kidding when I said he's tackling marks almost every day. So we had the latest one. Honestly, Mox is the only one I don't see going back. He seems so unhappy with his creative and his direction and seems to prefer the non-PG stuff, which I agree with.
Totally agreed.
So what happened with this one?
My immediate response is the same immediate response I've been giving to everybody. Things change when you go to rehab. And not to mention, he had a kid. So let's be honest here. I know he's loving life as a deathmatch guy, stiffing dudes, doing whatever. I dig it. Would I be surprised if he goes back? No. This is a business. This is the thing that, like, I keep. There's the reality to professional wrestling that I think a lot of people, like, you know, they get so involved with it, they forget that this is a business. Does it, like I said, does the idea suck? Absolutely. I love everything Mox is doing. I'm sure you love it. I'm sure every other fucking AEW fan loves it. But let's keep it honest here. Does that look good when you have a daughter? You know what I mean? When you have a young child that you're trying to raise. I'm just saying.
Now when you get this young guy bleeding all over you.
It's one of these things where you have to make the adult decision, you know? So, I mean, it's not a foreseen conclusion, not foreseen, you know what I mean? It's all speculations.
I mean, they do have a lot more creative control in AEW than they do in WWE. I mean, he could always tone down his style after this whole Combat Club shtick
Very, very true.
runs its course.
That is
Not that I say I wanted to run its course because I'm loving it.
Exactly. I'm with you. This is everything that I want from Mox and everybody and B-Dry and Yuta and Regal and everybody. I love everything about it. But again, I understand if he were to be like, I got to go over here because they give me way more money to do nothing.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Still with Mox. Cody isn't Mox. I've said since he left WWE he was going to go back for a Shield reunion eventually anyway. Not mad at all if he was to go one day.
Again,
it would be like the 6th Shield reunion, but yeah.
I was going to say that it is where we would be doing it for, I guess, just extra nostalgic reasons. But if that is his only reason for going back, that's dumb. That is dumb. And that's why I like it's. I have to battle these fucking comments every day, and it's like I do think rationally. Do again, like I've said. Do I think he'll go? Absolutely. Do I think the first thing he's going to do is go up to Roman and go, no, I fucking don't, because that's not the point. And then somebody has spun off with that and said that if he goes back, he should be John Moxley. And I'm like,
yeah, WWE ain't gonna let him be John Moxley.
I'm sorry, that immediately waters down the John Moxley name. To me, and I'm sure to other fans, that immediately waters down that name. So when he decides, okay, I went back for my quick 3-year stint and I'm gone again, you take that John Moxley extra softened up, and then you have to no, he is a known killer. If he goes back, he's Dean Ambrose. Get over it. He's Dean Ambrose. That's what you need to get with the program with. Maybe or maybe not. He befriends a FICA.
Yeah,
we don't know. Ficus, whatever the fuck the goddamn plant is called.
What was his name?
I don't remember the plant's name. I do not remember the plant's name.
People, I guarantee Mike knows this right away.
He's like
or
screaming.
Phoenix. Phoenix probably knows it right away. What was Dean Ambrose's plant's name? Mitch.
Oh yeah, that's right, Mitch. Mitch the plant. Clicks in your head after a while.
Back on TikTok. Okay, tell us about this one. Your response is the exact response one would expect from all Elite Wrestling fans. You love some shitty ass wrestlers and shitty ass programming.
Oh yeah, I got to use the sound. I don't often use sounds, but it worked out awesomely. So so I love that comment right there in itself, because this guy went on a whole tyrant. There was another guy, I'm terrible at some of these channel names, that posted a video that said like, oh, you AEW fans are mad now, wait for John Moxley to go back. And of course I'm like, you know what? I could be like, these are the 48 reasons why he's not. And I said, you know what? Fuck this. So I had to make fun of whoever's actually crying. And I'm like, don't say it's not funny. And literally people are like, or at least him took that extremely seriously. And I'm like, dude, if you're that mad, just go away. Just go away. Get off of wrestling TikTok. Just goddamn. And that's half the problem with fucking this internet community. It's so goddamn toxic. You can like whatever you like, and you can feel however you feel. I've been seeing so many of the female content creators get bashed because, oh well, you don't know what you're talking about because you're a girl. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about because you're a girl. Who fucking cares? Just because she doesn't like the brute, some of the ladies don't like the brutality, or some of them. There's her name, I think it's W Blondie or something like that, or Wheezy, I forget. But she's a great little content creator in her own right. She doesn't like Eddie Guerrero, and she's not a fan of Shawn Michaels, and it does shock the hell out of people. But nothing in her eyes got sparked by those guys. Maybe she wasn't led down the path or whatever. Those are the excuses we can run into. We can go down that hill and blah, 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 blah. But the point is she's still a fan to this day, and she didn't like those guys. So she got attracted by something else. The things we may think are shit may attract other people. The point is the fandom of wrestling in its own. The fact that she's willing to portray herself as a pro wrestling fan and talk as a pro wrestling fan, even though she knows she's going to get scrutinized and bashed for not loving, the all great Eddie Guerrero, which, by the way, he is also all great. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's one hell of a hill to stand on.
I mean, I battle the Benoit, not battle it. I have already been dubbed, I guess, a Benoit apologist, and
Right.
I've been attacked by a couple of people, but it's okay. I don't care, because I'm willing to. And I've had this already conversation with a bunch of different people. I'm willing to be very calm and collected about it, because there's no point of being upset and angry. I understand what happened. I understand there is no excuse for the heinous actions, but then again,
There is medical explanation.
There's always some sort of medical explanation. You fucking hit the nail on the head. So I defend that little bit, but I've never once said like, oh, I won't ever call him the GOAT. Like, there was a dude that did that, called him the GOAT, and he got nothing but heat. I'm like, I'm not going that far. He may be one of my all-time favorites, and I may feel my way, but I'll never call him a GOAT. he is super respected. He's one of the best ever. But you got to stop kind of right there, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only, and that is where I kind of can see both sides. You can only praise the dude so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're still on pretty much the same topic with the whole AEW criticism thing. And actually, somebody tweeted, which went viral this past week, which hit the nail on the head. The difference between WWE diehards and AEW diehards is that WWE diehards just hate AEW and want it to fail because of some blind loyalty to WWE. AEW diehards just want WWE to get better.
This is true.
We don't want it to fail. We just want a decent product that, like we grew up with.
I was just going to say, I was like, because we know what this company is capable of. We know that we've seen when they've had no talent and used the same talent over and over and over and over and over and over again. But at least they made it interesting. At least they made it entertaining. Now, to some, maybe this is entertaining. And God bless you. God bless you. But for me, some of it is not. It's dumb. It's stale. It's repetitive. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I understood the whole Roman and Brock thing. Good for them. You know, you unified your belts. I'm
But
just
nobody
hoping
wanted
for
it.
exactly. I'm just hoping for a new title design. That's all I really
Yes.
give a shit about now.
Please. And the tag team.
And tag team. That'd be awesome. The idea of Cody and The Miz, I'm not going to get mad about it. They had a feud back in the day. And then on top of that, what was one dude that they always compared everybody? What was the one name that they kept dropping in AEW? Is The Miz, The Miz, The Miz, The Miz, The Miz. So it kind of has to be the first guy he goes against.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a fucking dingus for censoring himself, Cody is. But, I mean, that's his own fucking problem.
And the last TikTok comment is, this guy won't hear any AEW criticism. Strange mindset to have. No, we will accept criticism for AEW. Hell, we're going to criticize ourselves later on.
I'm about to say, I was like, you think I don't criticize this fucking show? You think I have no criticism for it? You need to come listen to this fucking show. And the thing with that one kills me too. I literally, I got beat. I got challenged by a dude who was talking about scenarios and how AEW sometimes leaves booking on cliffhangers. And I'm like, no, they always finish their stories. He left prime fucking examples. And I went a full, I think almost 2 minutes saying, I can't defend this one. I can't defend this one. This one was dumb as shit. But they're like, you weren't giving this guy I said, I can't defend it. What do you mean? That just means I can't you're right. That's me saying you're right. If you wanted me to say you're right, then you could say in your comments, well, just say you're right. And I would have made a 4-second video. You're right, Hammer. Ball game.
It ain't difficult to admit when you're wrong. I did it myself. A few weeks back when the whole news broke about Cody going to WWE, I was like, nah, he ain't going. It's all a work. He's coming back to AEW. He's going to sign a new contract. And the guy I argued with that week came back at me the last week when Cody debuted. And he was like, what were you saying? I'm like, you really dragged this up? Like, yeah, I was wrong. I'll admit it.
Yeah, I'll admit it.
It was wishful thinking. That's the reality.
Yeah, we thought differently, and we can admit as adults when we're wrong. This is my opinion. Was it the wrong opinion? Yep. Oh well.
Mm-hmm. Shit happens.
Move on.
So we've only got one shit mark say in the traditional fashion this week. And I'm not even gonna give the dude the honor of having a stupid name made up.
Yeah.
I saw this tweet, and last night during Dynamite I saw a couple more tweets, and the guy doesn't even like AEW, but he was commenting on AEW, so I just blocked him.
I hate when people do that.
The tweet is CYN brackets TV deal imminent is carrying the wrestling industry hard right now, and it's time y'all admit it. Now, if you want to support CYN, go for it, but to even suggest that they're carrying anything is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
The entire wrestling industry is laughing at them, except for this guy apparently.
I mean,
and Braun's not doing him any favors.
Oh, to talk about painting yourself in a corner. How do you do this to yourself? This is like, we've always heard, I'm sure I'm not the only exception. We've always heard that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Yes.
And hot diggity damn, this is a living embodiment of that lovely saying right there. This dude who once was crapping all over bingo holes is now, you can't be making fun of guys out here just trying to get work.
Yeah, you should just get a better paying job.
Right? Like, dude, you motherfucker. The balls that you have, bro, with your dumbass haircut. I tell you what.
And your pink Crocs.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
But here's the thing. I was all for Control Your Narrative when it initially started up. I've always been a fan of EC3. You know, I was willing to give Braun a chance to sort of pay his way on the indies after those comments. Then they signed Austin Aries and Drake Wirtz, and I just lost all interest. And then they start doing stupid shit like having a match in the complete darkness. Can't see a thing.
What?
Like, why? What? Literally cannot see anything. It's not a lights out match. They literally turned all the lights off and had a match. And then they come out with this stupid rule book. You can't do super kicks. You can't do tope suicidas.
I see that.
Like,
I'm like, what?
I thought we were in control of our narrative. Now you're telling me there's like 10 things on this list that I can't do.
Oh yeah, control your narrative within these lines. Like, wait a minute, what?
Also, the first rule was like trying to be Fight Club. You know, don't talk about control your narrative. This ain't Fight Club. Fight Club was cool.
I'm about to say, yeah, Fight Club was cool. You're not. You're trying really hard.
You know what? I wish Austin Aries was a figment of my imagination, just like Brad Pitt was in that movie.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that would be great. Then they could actually probably watch Control Your Narrative. But until then, nah. Sarah Rowe was just signed with them too. Yeah, which is cool. Good for her, you know.
Hopefully, yeah, but, whatever, make some money.
Yeah, if you listen to Braun, it's gonna make a shit ton of money. It already is.
Sure, bud. Whatever you say.
I can pay my own breakfast bill now.
I fucking hope so.
I love that video though, where he's going through like this whole massive list that he orders for breakfast, and then Triple H is right behind him talking to somebody else, and he just turns around and goes, "I ain't paying that breakfast bill."
Right? No, sir.
But this is why they are marks, and that's the shit they say. So let's go to the desk and start discussing this past week in wrestling. Of course, our weeks begin on Friday. But before we go all the way back to Rampage and SmackDown, we've already touched on our top story that Cody Rhodes is unsurprisingly the most over guy in WWE right now. Largely because he flew the flag for AEW and now he's gone back. But yeah, like we said, it was a great pairing to put him with The Miz, and I loved the whole exchange of, you know, Cody using wrestling terms and Miz correcting him with WWE sports entertainment terms, such as it's superstars, not wrestlers, and it's title, not belt.
Love it. Fucking dumb shit.
But the funny thing is, if you go back to that Daniel Bryan rant, where Miz was literally throwing out the word wrestling. But, you know, that's just a Miz. He reinvents himself, and now he's obviously playing to the whole I'm a sports entertainer role.
I was going to say he has to play it up as I'm Mr. WWE. Like that, he has to do it. And he's doing it great. Like, if there's no better guy to do it than The Miz. That is the props I will definitely give him there. If there's ever that guy that'll fly that flag for that company, it's The Miz.
Yeah. And it almost feels like they're kind of killing time before we get to eventually Cody and Roman, because we got Cody feuding with The Miz, and just complete surprise, Nakamura is suddenly in line for Roman's title, which I think we all know he's not going to get, but it's nice to see Nakamura back in the title picture at least.
Yeah.
Good for him. Out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, with Boogs being out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think what I saw was the plan is Cody is winning Money in the Bank, which I think is in June this year. They keep changing it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's my guess too. He's going to win Money in the Bank. Giant shocker. This guy that loved ladder matches in AEW or was a part of the first one, he gets to be in another one that's going to happen all the time and in the E. So he'll win. I don't know if he's going to.
It's 2nd of July, Money in the Bank. So
okay. I don't know if he's gonna beat Roman like right off the bat. I'm sure that's the plan. I'm sure that's what they're hoping for. But we already know how Vince is, and the second this dude stops not, being the most over thing there is in the company that's not named Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
yeah, he's, you know what I mean? He's got to stay nuclearly hot until fucking what, August?
He's
That may not be
definitely,
possible.
I'm looking at the poster and everything, he's definitely winning Money in the Bank because he came from AEW, which is promoted all around casinos and shit, and Money in the Bank is in Vegas.
No, there you go. I like that already.
It's also in a stadium. They're trying to make Money in the Bank. I think it's the Big
What?
Five now, so Money in the Bank is like a big pay-per-view, so it's
I
in the
would-
Allegiant
why?
Stadium.
Why? Like, I like Money in the Bank, okay? I can definitely see it being a big five. I like the idea of that one being like the number five, and and I like that. That's a nice evener number. I like that. But I don't like it in a fucking stadium. There's no point. I mean, I get they're trying to make their money ASAP. They're trying to garner giant crowds like they thought they got from Mania. You're gonna fucking rent out Allegiant Stadium, and you're maybe gonna sell 45,000. What is the fucking point then?
What's the capacity?
I think in the 80s.
Allegiant Stadium capacity is 65, expandable to 71. But that's for sports.
so they'll
and field
only do,
sports. So they
like,
can probably
40
get 80,000 in there.
Yeah, but but what I'm saying is they'll probably only get about 46,000 at the absolute most, and that's including papering some of it. And you're gonna have to cut some of it off. So again, what is the point of running in a stadium if you're gonna have to cut some of it off or black some of it off? Makes no sense.
Honestly, I can't think of any other pay-per-views that should be like Big Five. Like Money in the Bank feels like one of those gimmicks that you pay attention to every year, like the Rumble.
Well, I mean, it was a branch off from the Mania.
Yeah,
that's what it first happened. So I mean, like it's meant to be a big deal. It has that giant factor in it. Look at all the moments Edge had, and then Seth at Mania and all that shit. So yeah, Money in the Bank's mad important. Like I said, I like the idea of it being the fifth one, but I just don't like it in a stadium.
I think all the Big Five are going to be in stadiums now, just to make them stand out as the Big Five. Speaking of which, I should be more excited, but I'm really struggling to get excited about it. WWE not only coming back to the UK for a stadium for the first time in 30 years, but coming to Wales at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff in September. For me, it's 10 years too late. I would have been all for it 10 years ago, but
now you're like, nah.
Yeah, and I wish I wasn't, because it's huge. It's a
going.
really big deal, but I'm just really struggling to get excited about it.
I can dig that. I can understand that. I wouldn't be mad excited for them to hold a pay-per-view here in San Diego. I wouldn't be jumping for joy. But I still, I don't know. As much as I am upset with the Ease product, I don't want to say I'm willing to immediately go spend money for a ticket, but I mean, I've also never been to one of their pay-per-views, so
yeah. And it's also equally bad for me because I love Cardiff, great city, and it's only a few hours away. It's a great drinking city.
Hey, all right, my man.
I'm sure tickets are going to sell pretty quickly, but the closer we get to the summer, maybe I'll get more interested. I don't know. But right now, I'm just like, meh. It's too late. Give me a reason to be pumped.
There you go.
Like, who's going to wrestle? Is Roman Reigns is probably going to be in the main event.
Avi.
What other stupid mid-card matches? What celebrities are we going to have?
What celebrities from the UK are going to hang out? Gordon Ramsay going to get choke slammed?
I mean, after seeing, he did a little touring show of the US a couple of years ago. And he did a little bit of Mexican wrestling. Didn't go too well.
Did he? What the fuck?
Yeah, they had a trios match. Gordon Ramsay was in it. I'll have to find it and send it to you.
I want to watch this show.
It is a great show. It's him, Gino DeCampo, who's an Italian, and Fred Siliex, who's a French guy.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've been seeing like clips of that. Okay, I've been wanting to find that fucking show. That shit looks cool.
It is good. All right, so Friday, the only match everybody was talking about was Wheeler Yuta versus Jon Moxley.
It's the only match worth talking about.
It was nuts. This was one of those one times where I was kind of glad that Rampage was pre-taped because everybody was talking about the match saying you cannot miss this match on Friday. It is insane. And it was.
Absolutely was.
Wheeler got the Stone Cold image of being in the sharpshooter, whatever the hell you want to call it, Scorpion Deathlock, covered in blood. Like literally blood was...
Oh, he was leaking. As we say in the TSK for those that leak. Oh, this is the first. That was your first gig. That's your first gig. Because he was pouring that boy. He caught right here up on top, and it said, and it just.
There's literally an image of him, of Moxley looking down at him, and the blood is literally in like a. Just like a shape coming out.
It really was. It was like squirting out at one point. We're like,
actually, I think it was 2 points. It was kind of like he had blood horns.
It was
like Hellboy, but backwards.
It was bananas. And I've already heard, and this is the thing I hate about TikTok. I've already heard people bash this and say that this was a burial of Moxley. And how in the motherfuck is this a burial of Moxley? It took every goddamn thing in Mox's bag to beat this kid. And what has Mox done to anybody before him? He's walked in and he's handed them their ass and he's walked out. Wheeler Yuta got like 15 minutes out of Mox. That's the point of this. If you don't get that, you don't get pro wrestling. Plain and simple. Like, you may get sports entertainment just fine, but you don't understand pro wrestling. You can put a dude over by just literally going in there and making him a real competitor. For those, you know what? I'm going to help these fucking dorks out. For those that didn't like this, think about Sami Zayn and John Cena.
Yeah.
There's
or
your
any of
comparison.
John Cena's open challenges.
There you go. Any of John Cena's open challenges. Exactly. Like this thing was fucking great. Fucking great. Wheeler is now he's got a rocket up his ass. He went from mid card to at least upper mid card. He is the new some of my fucking New Japan geeks are gonna cream themselves for this one. He's the new Shota Umino for Mox. He's gonna be that kid that's gonna literally be groomed by these two madmen or these three madmen, excuse me. Yeah. And it's only going to be just great things. Just great things.
I think what really sold it for me was Mox's expression immediately after the bell, where he was just like blown away, and it's like the ball's on this kid.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's just sitting there like, what the? Who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
And then Regal and Bryan come in the ring, and Mox looks at them like, you fucking see this shit?
And then the thing that kills me is goddamn Regal. He's fucking snarling. Like, I'm gonna whip your ass, motherfucker. And then, oh man, I'm gonna shake your hand. I was like, it was great. And he's fucking in blood, and I'm just like, goddamn, COVID ain't yet over yet. Goddamn it, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's great. I love this faction. You know, I may be talking about the Mox going back to the E, but I fucking love this faction so much, and that's exactly the reason why I hope he doesn't go.
Yeah, the name's growing on me too.
I was with you. I'm right. Like I was not a fan of it like week one, and I'm like, you know what? I can totally get behind it. If you want to know what sold it for me, is the goddamn sweater. The goddamn sweater. I was like, you know what? I need that sweater. I like the name now.
If you want to sell some merch, put it on Mox because he makes everything he wears look cool.
Yes, dude. Yes. I'm buying anything Mox has.
Meanwhile, you got Bryan Danielson just a plain white tee.
And plain it. He buys the Hanes fucking triple pack. Damn.
So also on Friday, Roman Reigns wants the Usos to unify the tag team titles. Now, is this just a tease or part of the plan to end the brand split and hopefully unify all the Raw and SmackDown titles?
It is literally, I don't know, and for sure, and I've been trying to find any kind of fucking insider scoops, and I can't find jack shit. But I mean, they've been teasing getting rid of the brand split for fuck. I may be talking out of the side of my neck for at least like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
It's been in like the talks for a long time of them trying to end the brand split. They just needed the right guy, quote unquote, to do it, and now all of a sudden they have him when they fucking whatever. But I don't hate that idea. I think it should be done. I think there's no point of the brand split. I think because, you're so fucking overwhelmed with talent, you need to start to actually utilize your mid-card titles, or maybe even combine those two and make a fucking TV title. I don't fucking know. That's too old school for you. But they need to do something. Like, this is, combine your belts, make everybody have to actually battle each other. I'm tired of fucking seeing the same matches 88 times over. Expand your fucking divisions. Okay, that's the point of the unification. I don't need half of your roster being good and half of it being shit, chasing this one, and the other half that's kind of good, and the rest of them that are shit are chasing this one. Let the shitty dudes wheedle down. You know what I mean? Wheel them out, take them back down to NXT, get you some fucking talent down there. Since you already are willing to send down Dolph Ziggler and whoever the fuck else wants to fucking show up from the main.
Natalya.
Yeah, I was going to say Natalya's showing up down there too. But that's my whole thing. It's like, you have stars. And I mean, if you want to use some in NXT, knock your socks off. But you also need to push and try other people in different situations in the E, like on the main. And the best way to do it is to combine the divisions.
Yeah. I mean, they clearly don't care about the US or IC title. They put them both on Balor and Ricochet, and then just kept having them lose matches.
Oh yeah, and then I love people's response to that one. Well, look at them. It obviously didn't impact the money draw, but that's not the fucking point, Hammer.
They would if they won.
Exactly. It's not about who, did they still draw money. It's about what is the point of these motherfucking belts? Do they mean anything? Obviously not, because this is the biggest show of the year that you have 2 nights, and you can't put these motherfucking belts on in 2 nights. Come on. You can't. I mean, in the fucking pre-shows.
Wasn't Balor in the Battle Royal on the Andre Battle Royal?
It was on SmackDown.
Yeah. So first of all, that got moved to SmackDown, and second of all, Balor was in that instead of actually having a title match at WrestleMania.
Bullshit.
And as for Ricochet, he didn't do shit.
Nope. He was supposed to defend or supposed to have a triple threat or something or another, and I don't know what happened. They did have a. Didn't they have one? I don't know if it was on Mania, though. I don't remember now.
There was definitely no mid-card title match at Mania. But yeah, you got people flip-flopping between brands. Too many titles. It makes no sense. Just
none at all.
I think you were pretty accurate, actually, when you call it the bland split. Because it is bland.
It is a bland split.
It's run its course.
There you go.
I'm also getting tired of the name changes, as always. The most baffling one, Austin Theory, is now just Theory.
I swear to God, if this fucking nerd doesn't just run out anytime anybody says the word, you know what, I have a theory, and he just what happened? If he doesn't fucking do that every goddamn time, this is a waste. I swear to God, it's a waste.
Apparently, the reason for the name change was at WrestleMania when Stone Cold gave Austin Theory a stunner. Whoever it was on commentary. Yeah, Austin stunned Austin. I think it was Pat McAfee who called it. And Vince didn't like it. He thought people were going to get confused. So he dropped the Austin from Austin Theory. Like Stone Cold's going to stick around every week.
I was just going to say, I was like, he's gone. Steve's gone. And you're going to tell me that people are going to fucking confuse the legendary, the iconic Stone Cold Steve Austin and this fucking dweeb Austin Theory. The guy who chugs beer and says fuck you to the boss and all this other shit compares to a guy who takes selfies right after he pins a guy.
Yeah.
What?
Does somebody also want to tell Vince they've got a Bobby Lashley and a Bobby Roode?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, I thought it was like Bob or is it Bob
or
Roode
Robert
now or
Roode, whatever
something.
the hell it
Whatever.
is. Like,
Fucking bullshit.
it's not for the first time you've had multiple wrestlers with the same first name: Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Many Chris's, many Chris, and they had like 5 of them at one time. Remember Chris Masters?
Yeah.
Goddamn Chris Masters.
Then between Ring of Honor and AEW, you got I don't know how many people called Cage
So
or
many.
Page,
Or Page.
and we got 2 Adams.
Yep. Like it's yeah. It's a thing.
Besides, nobody really refers to him as Steve Austin. It's Stone Cold.
Exactly. Stone Cold.
And I think Pat McAfee called it on purpose because it sounded funny when he said Austin stunned Austin.
That's the thing that
You know
that's
what?
the thing that kills me. It's like you hired this dude to be the funny, and he's funny, and you're like, don't do that.
Austin Theory even played on it. Remember the whole Scream Ghostface reveal in NXT, and he quoted the whole "It's me, Austin."
It's me all along. That's right. Fuck it. I forgot about that.
Then we've got Roxy, who is being renamed to Roxanne Perez. Eventually, probably just going to be
Okay,
Roxanne.
hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone. Why is it dudes are getting names chopped in half, and this girl goes from Roxy to let's fucking give her this labyrinth name? What the fuck?
This very generic name too. Like it's a very
Jesus.
common name.
I'm
Roxy
just
was
saying.
unique.
I just don't understand. Why are you butchering? Like, do you need to save money on letters? Is that what this is?
Or she wouldn't sell the name Roxy to him, which I probably get, but
no, that makes perfect sense.
come up with another way to spell it or something. I don't care. Just don't give her such a bland name.
Right.
And as for Raquel Gonzalez, she's now Raquel Rodriguez.
I don't mind that.
Nah, that's
Because
a
isn't
very
Raquel
minimal
Gonzalez
change.
her shoot name?
Pretty much, yeah. So again, she probably didn't want to sell that name to the WWE. So they just changed her last name. That one's not that much of a big deal. It's just like everybody knows her as Raquel Gonzalez, and then you won't change it.
Yeah, even my wife's become a fan.
But anyway, that's pretty much it for Friday. And you know what? There's not really much I really want to talk about from Raw either. I don't know what the main event was. Literally, all I know was Cody in the Miz's segment, and Austin Theory changed his name. But
I was gonna say that's about it.
last night opened on Dynamite with CM Punk and Penta in a banger to kick off the show. And I feel like Punk is pretty much settled in now. Like he was a little bit rusty when he first came back, and then now he's just firing on all gears.
Oh yeah, no, he's money right now. He is big money Punk for sure. I mean, he did the goddamn fucking moonsault, whatever the fuck, and I was like, what? It just.
We should probably say also, we've just been criticizing WWE for all the name changes. People are going to call us out if we don't mention it. How many names has Penta got?
Oh geez. Okay, hold on. I really want to count this for real. Okay, so there's Pentagon, there's L0 Mero, there's L0M, Pentadark, Penta Oscuro, which is actually just dark in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then I know he had at least one more.
L-M? 0M?
I know that was the first one. So Pentagon Dark, Pentagon L0M, and then Oscuro.
Yeah.
But I swear there was a fifth one.
So we got L0M. We've also got L0 Miedo.
Yep, there's the fifth one.
But this is a little bit different because he keeps changing his name.
Well, it's somebody owns. There's somebody owns the Pentagon name. Hold on, wait a minute. It's what hold on. It's because that's right. He was Pentagon Junior. That's what it was. So he's actually had 6 names. He was Pentagon Junior, and I want to say that was owned by CMLL. They had all these issues, and then he ended up going into Lucha Underground, where he had, I think, two names. It was Pentagon, and then it was Pentagon Dark. Then he went to WWE. He went to AEW, and did he debut as just Pentagon or Pentagon Junior?
I think he debuted as Pentagon.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually,
It might actually make it 7 for him then.
So, according to his Wikipedia, I know, but it says he signed to AEW under the ring names Penta El Zero M, Penta El Zero Miedo, or Penta Oscuro.
Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, that means Pentagon Juniors. It might still be owned by CMLL.
Yeah. It's just like he changes his name depending on what mood he's in.
That's
So he's got 3 different names that he uses in AEW, and we don't know why. If he can't use Pentagon Junior, fair enough. But why does he keep changing the other names?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they did the whole Penta El Zero Miedo and the whole. Okay, there was that, and then they changed it to just the M, and I was like, that was dumb. And now it's because he's dark, and Lucha Underground, I guess, probably still owns that fucking name, Pentagon Dark. So is that thing even a thing anymore? But I mean, it's still fucking people. I'm sure it is. But yeah, he like 7. I swear, like he's got like 7 names.
Yeah, then we've also got Dark Dragon, El Hijo del Cuchillo, Zeus.
What?
I don't know where he used these names.
All Mexico, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Early career was Zeus.
Oh yeah, that's all.
AAA. Oh, he was Pentagon Junior in AAA.
Okay, so it's AAA that owns the name then, not CMLO.
Oh, he was Zeus. Then he was Dark Dragon.
I like that.
Then he became Pentagon Junior in AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts. But anyway, yeah, the match was an opening banger. Both
absolutely
just gave it their all. I think the Fast and Furious ending made it better for Punk to win because honestly, I didn't really want either one of them to win. Punk has only lost to MJF. Penta is still a big name, but hasn't really done a whole lot singles wise in AEW.
He's a name because we know of him, but yeah, no, he's done like nothing as a single, which kind of sucks.
I mean, he's done a hell of a lot tag team wise, but that's a different story.
Yeah, right.
I love the ending. So Punk goes for the GTS. Penta changes, gets out of it, goes for his finisher. Then Punk gets out of that. And then, what was it, a springboard or something? He turned that into a GTS.
Oh, yeah, he caught him out of midair, and I was like, oh, check out the squatting legs on Punk here. All right.
Great
Catching
finish.
Penta, because Penta is not a small dude. It's not a small dude.
Not at all. And Punk is a little bit. I mean, he's muscly, but he's a small dude. He's always been a small dude.
He is a smaller guy.
As Triple H called him, he's a skinny fat ass.
There you go. What the fuck? Skinny fat. I like it.
Punk obviously has his eyes on some gold, finally.
I think I've said it before. I'd really rather it be like him and Samoa Joe. I want him to battle for like the Ring of Honor title.
Yeah.
Or the TV title.
That'd be good, but I think his name attached to an AEW title would give it a lot of prestige. And I like the fact that he hasn't gone straight for gold. He's had a few feuds. He's, made MJF into an even bigger star than he already was. Gave Darby Allin a bit of a rub.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, he's been there coming up just over half a year he's been there now. So I think it's high time that he set his sights on some gold now that he's firmly got both feet in the door.
You know what? I like your way of thinking. So yeah, let's. I mean, I'm down for it. I don't hate the idea of Punk as champion. For anybody that's like, oh, it's good. It's like, no, hold on. It's the idea is elevation for me. It's all about elevation. But then again, who's been elevating anybody? Who's been the better elevator of people so far? Punk, because look at what he's done for. Again, like I said on TikTok 5 or 6 months ago, 95% of these internet fucking wrestling nerds would have not known who the fuck MJF was. The idea of him going to the E is, oh, we don't want that fucking guy. And he has this program with Punk, and now he has to be the next motherfucker to go.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, he Punk is making giant stars. I don't hate the idea of him, like maybe he's the guy that beats Hangman. You know what I mean? The grizzled old vet beats the guy. Or, you know, maybe that's Hank, or maybe he's the dude that dethrones Adam Cole. We'll figure that whole thing out. But then he's got to then go heel as champion at some point. It's got to be a long reign. He's got to turn heel. And if you set up anything with a giant star like that, you have to have a giant new star to take him down. And that guy's being built with Punk's old fucking rival, MJF. And I'm talking Wardlow.
Oh.
Like that is exactly what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing now. I'm seeing this because I think it's, and I hate saying this. I really do. I think it's time to just pull the plug on Hangman. I fucking love Hangy. He's the man, but he is as stale as as bread that you leave out on the countertop, bro. He's stale as shit. I'm sorry. They're not giving him enough promo time, or maybe he doesn't want the promo time. The Texas Deathmatch thing is starting to get to me. I mean, it was Archer's match. Now it's his match. So it's like, whose fucking match is it? Why must it always be this for it to be good? That's not true. It doesn't have to be this to be good, but it's just annoying. But I definitely see Cole winning, and I can see, you know, the transition to let's get a giant face to beat, you know, a Cole, because that's the problem. You're not gonna. Who else is going to dethrone fucking Hangman? What other than MJF? That's my only other option.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Like, the thrill was definitely in the chase for Hangman, and now he's champion. There's a lot more pressure on him, obviously. But I mean, he's doing. I don't know. He's getting big pops every time he comes out.
Oh no, he's over as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's over as a motherfucker.
But it's just like, why is he not making more headlines as champion?
Honestly, I feel like they're not putting him in the position to do so. He doesn't get the promo time that Mox got, that Jericho got, that, you know, he's just not, he is not the talking champ like the other guys were. And I'm not saying he has to be that, but unfortunately, yeah, he kind of does.
If you're world champion, you kind of do have to be a good talker.
And,
like, you're carrying the whole brand.
I don't want to say good. I want to say a consistent talker. Let's be like, you can get away with being somebody who's consistent. Okay, you don't have to be the greatest thing in the world. You don't have to be even a really decent talker. I mean, there's been some bad ones out there that have been world champs before, and it's worked out just fine. Look at fucking Rodney Arvin, for crying out loud. Guy couldn't cut a promo to save his fucking life, and he was one of the great NWA champions of all time. So he can be good. They just need to put him in that spotlight to be so. Right now, he is literally the guy that comes out and he gets a pop and he says a couple of things in Texas Deathmatch. And it's like, for sure.
And he goes for the buckshot.
That's it. I mean, he's getting, I don't want to say like to the point of being like a telegraphable kind of dude, but at the same time, like, fucking all pro wrestling's predictable. So
I think what Page as world champion has done is kind of expose that AEW don't have that many main eventers.
That's true.
They've got a lot of guys that are popular.
Very true.
To reach a mainstream audience, they don't have many guys that are in the main event scene and like stand out. Like, you had Jericho, but he's busy doing his stable shtick. You had Kenny, but he's injured or recovering from injuries. So really, you've only really got, like, you had Bryan Danielson. That was a great feud. But he went from that to Lance Archer, and Lance Archer is popular within AEW, but then anybody else is like, well, I'm not really familiar with this guy. And even in AEW, he hasn't won much. He keeps getting to title matches and then keeps losing.
Yeah, that's the sad. This is the reality. Is like, as much as we're hoping stars are getting built, they're not. And then it's obvious, you know. If I'm the casual fan, I'm immediately turning off because it's like, okay, well, you're not. I kind of like this guy, but you're not going to build this guy. Like Lance Archer looked like the dude. He looked like he was going to be that big, mean giant that somebody's going to have to chop down to win the AEW World Title. And now the guy hasn't even sniffed the belt.
No.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
He had his fingertips on TNT, but that went back to Cody.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we've bitched about the booking of Lance Archer before.
Yeah, many times. So
This is nothing
AEW
new.
is good at they're good at building tag teams and upper mid card, but they're not very good at building new main event stars. Like even MJF is pretty much stuck in upper mid card right now. He's been in the main event scene.
I will beg to differ. I feel MJF is currently a main event star, and I think they're. Hold on, let me re-sentence this. I think the rub that he got from Punk made him a really big star, and he's going to turn around and use that exact same rub to put over Wardlow. And within doing so, they're hoping to build two bigger, younger stars. But I'm kind of with you. I think within doing that, you're gonna kind of like you just have this cool new polished tool, right? And now you're about to go fucking rough it up. And I mean, and as much as that's a good idea, because you're passing that polish over, that's not how that works, but you're passing polish over. You're still taking some from the guy. I mean, again, are they still fucking over? You bet your ass. But they're not casual fan grabbing over.
No, they're not in a position to sell tickets.
Yeah. Hate saying it because I love this company. Like I love everything they're doing, and I love all the guys, most of the guys in it, and it's just it's slowly. We're not relying. I don't want to say they're not relying on bigger stars to carry the company, but their direction was definitely based around the big guys like a Kenny, like a Jericho, and they were hoping to have stars by now, and they're just I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like what can really change to make things better. I don't know. I thought Hangman winning was going to be enough, and it turned out not to be enough.
No, and sad that it is. I think Brody would have gone on to be a huge star in AEW.
I think. See, that's another thing. I think Brody as champion would have been gigantic, and Brody would have been champion. Like that, tell me he wouldn't have been. I call you a lie to your face. He would have been champion, and it would have been huge, and it would have made the Dark Order even bigger. And now they're kind of just floundering.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Dark Order heel turn.
That's what I'm waiting for. And you know what? This is, and I'm glad you said that because that's how I expect Hangman to lose.
Yeah, so that doesn't damage him, but it gets the title on a more, I don't want to say relevant, but more flashy guy.
Mm-hmm. Very true. A more over guy, a little bit better of a household name. I mean, granted, the belt is just as big as he is. So, I mean, he looks awkward holding it, but it is what it is. Adam Cole will be and can be a great AEW champion, but as much as I just explained the whole gimmick where it's like, oh, well, Punk could be the guy to beat him and da-da-da-da-da. It's, I said it a couple of weeks before, and I think I even said it last week, that the only guy that can beat Adam Cole if he comes champ is got to be Kenny. I understand where Punk wants and all that shit, but it's got to be Kenny. And then, maybe then you have Punk show up and be the guy. Punk and Punk versus Kenny. Who is the true best in the world?
Yeah, because I think, Kenny is a great heel,
mm-hmm.
but he's so popular when he's a babyface.
Factual statements. And I think Punk is more over when he's a fucking heel.
Oh, Punk loves being a heel, but because he's been out of wrestling for so long, I think he's really enjoying being like a really hug party babyface right now.
Yeah, you're right.
As for Wardlow, again, he's getting like some of the loudest pops of the night too, and all he's doing is invading the show every week, taking out security. I loved how he cost MJ after match against Sean Dean by count out. And I also love MJF begging the referee, I will triple
He's
your
like,
pay
"Whoa."
if you don't count to 10.
He's like, Bryce, I'll triple your pay. I got him hand.
I think Bryce kind of earned a removal of Geek of the Week by last night because that was just great.
I mean,
do I take the money or do I do? Yeah, fuck it, 10.
The great thing about Bryce is as much as he can be the ultimate geek, he can also be like the best ref there's ever been, and he's just like, as much as I love Aubrey because I feel like Aubrey's like, look at here, bro, you don't fuck with Aubrey, all right? You just don't.
Even Jericho didn't.
No, he's not fucking with her. Fucking Bryce is just he's the dude that he's like he's the fan in the fucking crowd who just so happens to be the ref. He'll see a gnarly shot and be like, oh my god, and he just like reacts like the people will, and it's awesome. Like,
yeah.
there was an earlier episode, I want to say it was during the pandemic, where I fucking shit, I can't remember who was it. I want to say it's Lance Archer and somebody, and Lance Archer like kills a dude with a move, and he's just like jumps up and does the whole like thing or whatever, and you just hear count, and he's like, oh yeah, and and then yeah, he did it again fucking a couple of weeks ago with Statlander and no, was it Statlander? Layla Hirsch and whoever she wrestled, and I think it was Red Velvet, when she fucking donged her in the back of the head with a goddamn turnbuckle, and it was just like, Bryce. He's like, what the fuck do you want? His just reactions are awesome. He's the fucking best.
If we can say Aubrey is AEW's Earl Hebner, then Bryce is AEW's Mike Chioda.
Facts. And the weird thing is they actually had Mike Chioda on the roster for a while.
What I also realized last night is wrestling fans love it when a referee shoves a wrestler back.
Oh,
it
dude,
always gets a pop.
It's been getting a pop since the fucking 70s, bud. Like Ric Flair used to do it up, boy. And it was, I think, Randy Johnson, I think, was actually the name of not the pitcher, the name of the referee that he used to like go back and forth with. And it got to the point where like, he actually like hit him once, and the fucking like this crowd, I think in Georgia, went absolutely fucking ape shit. But it's like, yeah, just the fucking, you got shoved, and Bryce was like, no, I'm gonna shove you, and everyone was like, oh, what the fuck? And it was just to see like Spears have to hold off MJF was like hilarious. I was expecting Spears to just attack Bryce, but he's like, no, we don't want to get fired. We got to get out of here.
Definitely don't want to get suspended.
No, don't get suspended.
Like I mentioned, AEW are great at building tag teams.
Facts.
I think the tag team division is definitely one of their strongest assets, and again, proven this week, Jurassic Express get the dub over Red Dragon to retain the titles, but that wasn't the full story because FTR come out to... I love FTR as babyfaces, by the way.
Oh, they're fucking excellent.
And confront Red Dragon.
Fucking
I love how many tag team titles we got knocking around right now.
Just everything about this is just great. All of it, great. Got Jungie right here. Ooh. Excuse me, there it goes. I was like, where did it go? Anyway, brought a tear. I damn near cried last night, not even gonna lie. My 4-year-old has been obsessed with this guy right here, with this exact figure. And we're watching the match, and he walks in the living room, and I watch with the TSK, but I was dealing with some adultery stuff, not the actual adultery, but with adult stuff. Hold on, calm down. I bought a car, people. Let's just go with that. There's a lot of paperwork and bullshit to go with that. So I missed almost the entire fucking show. I had to rewatch it, and watching it on the big screen. And he's like, "Hey, Mom, look, that's Jungle Boy." And I was like, "Oh, here we go. This is the day. This is the moment." And he's like cheering him on and like watching the whole thing, and it's just like it's a great time for me to be a fucking wrestling fan. I tell you what. But no, I love this tag team. I feel like Luchasaurus doesn't get enough love. He doesn't get enough attention. He needs more fucking ring time. This guy, he's awesome. But he doesn't, he comes in, he gets the hot tags all the time. But I love what he does. Red Dragon is officially 1 and 2 in the fucking AEW, and I'm not loving that. But then again, when you're aligned with the Super Click nerds, I understand it. It makes sense. You just put some guys over. It's all good in the hood. But yeah, I'm 1,000% with you. FTR as faces is just gold. Fucking gold.
Multiple gold. Yeah, bringing up Luchasaurus, one of my favorite spots in the match was Jungie going for a suicide dive and Red Dragon move out of the way, go around the ring, and Lucha just jumps over and hits his own moonsault on the other side.
That's right.
Right.
Excellent stuff. The guy's over as fuck, man.
So we get to another tag match, the trios match of Jericho Appreciation Society and Eddie Kingston and FNF. No, not FNF. P&P. Proud and Powerful. What the hell was FNF?
Five Nights at Freddy.
Unexpected to see Danny Garcia get the actual pin.
Yeah, I'm kind of not. I mean, they want to push the dude. I will say that I can absolutely get some heat because I like the Geek of the Weeks are like perfect this week. So you know what? Fuck it. I got to talk about them right here, right now. So let's hit the goddamn Forsaken music.
The music.
Pencil neck geek, grit-eating freak, scum-sucking peahead with a lousy physique. He's a one-man, no-cut, losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek.
Pencil neck geek.
All right, so Geek of the Week, or Geeks of the Week, excuse me. I have to fucking do this. This is the dude who grew up in the hood. Fucking goddamn Eddie Kingston, fucking Santana and Ortiz. Do you motherfuckers not know what on-site means? On-site means when I fucking see you, I'm whooping that ass. Not, oh, we'll see you at 7. Yeah, we'll fucking be there. Yeah, fucking wrong. No. That's fucking coward shit. You get your ass out there and you fight them off the fucking plane. I don't give a shit. You fucking jump the fucking nerds. No, you fucking brawl. It's on site, motherfucker. Like that. Jesus Christ, that pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, dude, I've lived in a neighborhood where it was like when people told you on site, bro, like you fucking looked around corners and made sure fucking people didn't see you. And, that was the gimmick. You stayed the fuck out of the way, Ham. Not, oh, well, we'll fucking see you later. Like, fucking no. Just, you lost some serious street cred for that one. I don't give a shit. I'll take it away.
Yeah, the worst part, well, obviously Eddie got a beat down afterwards. But Not Nick still didn't get his shoes back.
No, Not Nick still did not get his shoes back. That was the best part, though. I did enjoy. Where's his shoes? Where's his shoes? I'm like, no, stop it. This isn't funny. I don't want to be entertained. This is dumb. I'm trying to hate you.
Another highlight of the match. It's always a highlight in any match that it's in. A tribute to Eddie from Santana. Always gets an Eddie chant. Love it.
I mean, everybody's praising Eddie up right now, and I'm not hating it. So keep it rocking.
So we have Marina Shafir make her AEW debut against Blue Sky. Sky Blue.
Okay, bro. Let me ask you a question here. You ever heard of a dead crowd?
Yeah.
This was as fucking dead as it gets, bud.
Except for one section, and this is the part that I wanted to get to. I just want to say I despise the baddie section gimmick. If you're gonna do it, don't put mics on them because that was annoying as shit.
That's the fucking average section. You kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm also worried.
Section.
I'm also worried a little bit that it can damage Jade's momentum as she gets more and more over.
Oh, I don't want to say it really. She can always tell the bitches to get the fuck out of here. What kills me was Red Velvet's in the goddamn crowd with the bitches. And I'm like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing right now? It just drove me bananas. And I'm like, you just totally made yourself out to be like the biggest geek. Like, we've already known you as a geek. Now, guess what? Ba-bing! geek, giant geek.
Yeah, well, you ain't got Cody and Brandy to ride around coattails ever anymore.
Nope, they're gone. Sorry.
So now
You're
we're gonna
not
be
getting
riding
over
Joe. Now we're gonna be riding Jade's coattails.
I'm about to say, I was like, and you're not getting over in my eyes.
Also, smart Mark Sterling was in almost every friggin' segment this week.
Yeah, he was all over the fucking place. This guy.
He was Chad. He was pulling the ultimate lawyer stick.
He
Anytime
was,
there's
though.
anything legal required, smart Mark Sterling's there.
Well, I mean, all those advertisements on AEW television, you know, that'll bring the business in.
Yeah. And then of course the main events.
Oh yeah.
It started off well. I mean, you got Joe and Suzuki slapping the shit out of each
Oh,
other.
the match was awesome. Let's
The
just
match
be honest.
was great.
The match was awesome.
Even the finish of the match was great. But it was after the match that sucked.
Okay, hold on. I got a number because I always listen to Uncle Dave and Brian before I get on the show. It was 127 strikes back and forth.
Damn.
Isn't right? Isn't that fucking bananas? And they're just chopping each other and chopping each other and chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping. And it was great. And like they go for the muscle buster and Suzuki's still fighting out and this whole bit and fuck anybody that doesn't like the term murder grandpa. And it was just the greatest.
Yeah, there's actually people out there who don't enjoy Suzuki matches. You get in there and take those slaps.
I don't know who doesn't like Suzuki matches. I haven't. That's dumb. That is dumb for you not to like fucking Minoru Suzuki. I've already battled the people that don't like his nickname because they think it's cutesy, which not everything from Japan has to be fucking cutesy.
It's not cutesy. He is literally an old man that will kill you.
He is a murderous grandfather. Like, this is the truth. He has a positive record in MMA in Japan. He is a former king of Pancrase, which is a shoot form of pro wrestling. Okay, the guy, I want to say he's a fucking he's also a fucking national fucking he's a nationally ranked amateur wrestler. So, like, he's a murderous grandfather who will laugh in your face as he slaps you or as you try to slap him. So, yes, like, it's not a cutesy nickname. It is a literal description of a man.
Yeah, like you said, co-founder Pancrase is one of the first MMA organizations in the world.
It is the first organization in the world. I don't give a shit what they say. What fucking Wikipedia might tell you. That was the first. MMA, the UFC, all that shit didn't start without Pancrase. Pride did not start without Pancrase. Ask fucking Boss, like, no, not literally, but if you can ask Boss Rutan, he'll tell you that. He'll ask Ken Shamrock. He'll tell you without Pancrase there would have been no UFC.
He's also not that old. He's in his 50s. He's early 50s.
He's 52 or 53 years old. If I look like that at 53 years old, Jesus. I want to be a murderous grandfather as well. Maybe not quite literally, but you know what I mean.
That's the key. You just knife edge chop everybody.
And ow.
To shit. 127 times.
I mean, it was, you could see like fingerprint bruises on Joe's shoulder within the first 3 minutes. And I'm like, wow. Like, not even like a handprint, like your fingers, bro. Ow.
And then there was a spot where Suzuki was going to go for a pile driver or a power bomb or something. With Joe down there, and he just went, no, one more time, and they just start slapping each other again.
Yep, he's like, no, I'm not lifting this guy up. Fuck this shit.
Oh, yeah, that too. But yeah, the ending of the match was great. It was a great feel-good moment for Joe to win a Ring of Honor title after all this time again. Also, the only one he hasn't won.
I was going to say, that's the only one he hasn't won.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it coming because Suzuki doesn't stick around. He's just on a tour.
But hey, one hell of a guy to put a guy over, right?
Right. And the celebrations was cut very short by Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, which isn't.
It should have ended with the present. Goddamn present.
First of all, you don't need a. We've talked about the blackout being overdone before, but you definitely don't need it for somebody nobody knows.
Oh yeah, exactly. It would have made sense if it was like, and I hate to say it like this, but like Fucking Great Khali shows up. Okay. Hey, it's fucking Great Khali. Like, oh, fuck, it's a Great Khali. But the point is like, we would have known who.
Yeah.
I barely knew who this dude was because I was like,
I had
don't
no
you
idea.
play basketball? I know. He was a part of he got drafted by the Dallas Mavs. I want to say back in 2015. I'm literally going off the top of my head here. He's a 7'2" center. He ended up getting cut by the team and not paused. That's not true. Not cut by the team. He got moved to the D League and he played in I think it's Dallas, something or another. But he played in their summer leagues and in their developmental leagues. But he never really got any actual NBA time.
Hmm.
But I mean, he's been training for the better part of, what did Dave say? Like 5 or 6 months?
Man, is
I
that
mean,
all?
he looked like shit.
Yeah.
He looked like absolute dog shit. He's a legit 7'2" guy. I think they billed him at 7'4" or whatever, but he's a legit 7'2". But this stunk of the E. And I mean stunk of the E. And wasn't the only segment that stunk of the E. I mean, there was the other one that we bypassed, which the fucking Thunder Rosa pie face thingamajig,
yeah.
whatever the fuck. So the cake in the face, I'm like laughing because I'm like, oh, it's a total Mexican tradition. On your birthday, you get cake in your face. Excuse me. But you turn around and like Nyla Rose is beating her ass even though her fucking eyes are covered in frosting. And I'm like, how the fuck do you get your ass kicked by a lady that is supposedly blind? What the fuck is going on? And then I have to deal with this giant bumbling, stumbling, whatever the fuck he is, in a fucking in a debut that made no sense. It's like it was as sports entertainment as one can be.
Yeah, the only part that makes sense is obviously we already know Lethal and Sanjay are feuding with Joe since Joe's debut. But you bring in the guy nobody knows, Satnam Singh, by the way. We haven't even mentioned his name yet.
My apologies, Ham.
I wouldn't have known who he was if it wasn't for the commentary team saying exactly what you just said. Didn't he play basketball?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fucking
oh, okay,
goddamn.
so he's a former NBA player. Okay.
Of all the fucking dudes, Tony Schiavone, who used to cover the Braves, by the way, the Atlanta Braves baseball, so how the fuck he's got his hands in basketball is beside me. And how the hell does Excalibur know what basketball is? He's a fucking luchador.
I love. Oh, speaking of Excalibur, I love JR calling him out. What does Kazi actually mean, Excalibur? I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to look that one up. JR was like, Tony, we got one on him.
They like beat him. Got one.
JR also saw his double in the crowd.
That he.
It just completely caught him
great.
off guard. I don't think he knew about it. The camera just cut to him, and JR was just in the middle of talking. He's like, wait a minute. Just like you could hear JR's cogs stop turning for a second.
Is that me? Is this me? What's going on around here? What's happening?
But yeah, the ending drained the excitement out of the match, maybe even out of the show for a lot of people. If you're gonna debut a guy nobody knows, don't do it as the very last couple of minutes.
Facts. Don't
And
do
also,
the last couple minutes.
There was all this talk about them being granted overrun privileges. I think
They
it
went over
like
2 minutes.
2 minutes, and even then it just cut. In the middle of the commentary team talking, it just cut.
It went over 2 minutes for a debut nobody's gonna give a shit about. If the match would have went like 2-3 minutes over, and then you had the gimmick, all right, I guess. But the only reason you went over was for the goddamn bullshit, and it was bullshit
that nobody is happy with.
No, no, this is just bad.
I don't mean to shit on Satnam, because obviously I don't know anything about him. I've never seen him wrestle apart from that little brawl, but it was just the wrong way to debut him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Like, and this is, some people are going to bash me for it. If they would have hit music and seen a name and be like, who the fuck is what? Even that would have been a better than, oh, let's turn the light, because as the fans that have gotten used to watching AEW on a regular, we associate the blackout with two things. It's either going to be Aleister Black and his fucking Groonies, or it is a debut of somebody we know. And I somebody we know. Not who the fuck is that? And them goddamn lights were off for like 15 seconds. I was like, okay, is this how we're ending the show? All right, bye. Everybody go home. Lights are out.
So there you go. We can criticize AEW just as much.
Yeah, we have been, though. That's the gimmick. I don't give. If fucking somebody tells me I don't criticize this company, you're full of fucking shit and you don't listen to this goddamn show. I criticize each company and every company I fucking watch. I used to criticize the shit out of fucking New Japan. It's not about, because I like this one. I absolutely do like AEW more than I like WWE. There is no lie there. I will not disagree with that one. But I will also hold it not to a similar standard because one is not the same. They are not the same. But I will definitely fucking call them out for their bullshit. And a good handful of this episode was some bullshit. Especially the ending. You were like, it probably took the wind out of the sails of the match or the whole show. And I'm like, yeah, with me, it was the whole fucking show.
Yeah, it was a wet
fart of an ending. This is a bad presentation at the end. This is bad. I'm yelling at my screen. This is stupid. And I do that when I watch the E. So that's got to tell you something.
Tony's been screwing up a little bit lately.
I think Tony's been doing a little too much of the Thunder Snow. It's a joke. Definitely. It's a fucking joke, people. But anyway.
But he has.
But he probably has. But it's I want to say he went from having all this fun, creative freedom to now he wants input from people. I mean, didn't fucking that Pat Buck fucking guy get fired and now he's AEW?
Yeah, the guy that produced the 2 worst matches at WrestleMania.
Exactly. And apparently he was the guy that helped write last night's episode. So
well, the ending shows that. And
so does the fucking Jericho Association Society. Which, by the way, if anybody's curious of why the fuck I say society all fucking crazy, if you ever watch Liar Liar, the way Jim Carrey says society when he's yelling at the homeless guy, I have to do it.
I think we can sum it up with all the ring time was awesome last night. Facts. Everything else we could have done without.
Also facts.
Cause I'm sick of getting apathetic, going south. I'm sick of never being able to cross the line. I'm sick of pretending everything is fine. You got it, you're just a freak like me.
Hey, this is the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy.
Hey, this is Tommy Dreamer.
It's the Ultimate Vanessa, your girl's favorite wrestler.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Darby Allin.
This is the voice of Killer Cross.
It's the interview queen, Alicia Atute here.
You are watching
Max Wrestling Podcast.
You are currently listening to the Max Wrestling Podcast.
We're going to take it to the max!
We're about to take it to the max.
And we're about to take it to the max.
It's time to take it to the max.
Hey, welcome to the Madhouse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Madhouse.
Take it to the max. Take care, babe. Bye.
Cause I'm sick of getting apathetic, going south. I'm sick of never being able to cross the line. I'm sick of pretending everything is fine. You got it, you're just a freak like me.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo Show. If we've made you laugh, if we've made you cry, even if we pissed you off, please hit the sub button or the follow button, whichever one you may be using. Unlike Shrek, we're here every Thursday.
There you go, baby.
Now, in 2017, we stole the New Day's time machine. Purely for this segment, it's This Week in Wrestling History. Alright, on April 8th, 1995, Eddie Guerrero made his ECW debut and won the television championship from Too Cold Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't an awful lot of Eddie in ECW, but That's a great way to debut.
Yeah, no, showed up in '95. I want to say he won the belt. He hung out for, I want to say, a little longer, and then he went to WCW.
Also on April 8th in 2013, one of the best pops of the modern era. The night after WrestleMania 29, Dolph Ziggler cashed in his Money in the Bank on Alberto Del Rio to become the World Heavyweight Champion on Raw. Very soon after, he got concussed and didn't really get booked very well after that.
No, I mean, we all thought he was going to be, upper echelon, whole, blah, 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 and it just kind of crumbled.
Yeah, but still, that was a hell of a moment, and the crowd went nuts.
As much as I bag on the Ziggles, like, hey, I popped for that moment.
Yeah, I think this was the first time WWE realized, shit, the night after WrestleMania's got the best crowd.
It really does. Really does.
And they played on it for a couple of years, but then the last few years they've booked the next night like shit, so people stopped caring. So we kind of lost. It was a nice gimmick while it lasted of being the night after WrestleMania crowd.
Yeah, it was a gimmick.
And it all started. Was it New York? This one? It all started in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Also, April 8th, 2018, at WrestleMania 34, there were 6 title changes. Cedric Alexander defeated Mustafa Ali to win the vacant Cruiserweight title. I think this was after Enzo got fired.
Yep.
While he was champion.
Yep.
Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor and The Miz to win the Intercontinental Championship. I believe that was his first time.
Think so.
I know
Finn
he won
winning?
No, Seth.
Seth. What's that?
He was WWE champion and tag team champion and US champion. I think this was his first IC title.
Yeah, you're right.
The SmackDown Women's title should have changed hands, but Charlotte ended Asuka's undefeated streak. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Completely forgot about this one. Jinder Mahal defeated Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and Rusev for the US title. I think we said a couple of weeks ago I have no memory of Randy Orton being US champion, but this is when he lost it to Jinder. And I have no memory of that either.
No, I'm still fucking dumbfounded.
No. Jinder beat Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and Rusev for the US title, and we don't remember it.
Jinder, the terror of Jinder, man.
The Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, defeated the New Day to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Nia Jax defeated Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. The Bar lost the Raw Tag Team titles to Braun Strowman and Nicholas. Talk about wet fart moments.
Oh my God. I'm loving the meme that's going around right now. It's like, you remember Nicholas? This is him now. It's fucking Ezekiel.
Yeah. All along, he was Elias's brother.
That's right.
Wow. I also love that clearly photoshopped image of Ezekiel and Elias together.
By the way, Kevin is not crazy, but I do love him going crazy.
Yeah.
So am I the only one sane around here?
You know what? We bag on Kevin Owens doing stupid rivalries, but he's really good at them.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He's great at everything.
This storyline was it's perfect for Kevin Owens. Because when he loses his shit, he loses his shit. And it's funny. All right, we're still on April 8th, but this is last year, 2021, at TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. When it actually made sense for it to be called Stand and Deliver because it was still pirate themed. I don't know what the hell they were doing this year. We'll just keep the name even though it's not pirate themed anymore, but that makes no sense. But we can't think of a new name.
We can't think of a new name.
Karrion Kross won the NXT title for the second time, defeating Finn Balor. And also, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole went to war in a 40-minute unsanctioned match.
Yeah, they did. Shit was great.
Oh. Excuse me. Okay, April 9th, 2019. The Hardy Boys won the SmackDown Tag Team titles for the first time, defeating the Usos. This was at their 9th Tag Team title win in WWE overall. So I think that this was probably also the last Tag Team titles they won in WWE.
9 titles? Yeah, fucking goddamn, okay.
I thought they won more than that, but yeah. That's including the WCW Tag Team titles because they won it in WWE.
Sounds right to me, but I dig it. I can see how it might be more.
Gonna like this one. April 10th, 2000, all WCW titles were vacated as Bischoff and Russo attempted to reboot the brand. That's when they brought in that whole crazy logo that some people didn't even realize spelled out WCW. They just thought it was a crazy shape.
Mm-hmm. We all thought it was a crazy shape. I thought it was a crazy shape. It's like, no, the WCW. I'm like, it is? I guess.
Okay, I can kind of see a W, and there's a long-ass C.
There's a fucking weird-ass C.
Speaking of logos, I meant to say this in Shitmark Say. Some brand called Together is trying to sue The Rock and the XFL because the logo is the same. It's not even the same font. The only similarity is there's a split in the X because Together have put an X in where there should be an E.
Wow. That's just...
I'm going to channel my inner Morgan Freeman. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Classic.
So yeah, needless to say, the reboot didn't work. It actually completely failed, and the company barely lasted another 12 months. I'm pretty sketchy on my WCW history, but Bischoff left, I think, in July, so a couple months later, and then Russo left too, and then Bischoff came back, and then I don't know, but then obviously WWE bought WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Sad ending.
Indeed.
April 10th, 2014, TNA shamelessly ripped off WWE by having the bearded underdog Eric Young win the world title literally days after Daniel Bryan won the WWE title at WrestleMania. Did Eric Young deserve it? Absolutely. But was it blatantly deliberate timing? Absolutely.
Oh my God. Oh, I remember this day vividly. I was working for an inventory company, and we were like hanging out at in between not stores, like in between hotel stays, and I crashed with a coworker. Just figured, that way I don't have to drive all the way home. And he was like, "Hey, dude, I watch Impact. Don't make fun of me." I'm like, "Oh, dude, like I've kind of been wanting to get into it. Yeah, let's fucking see what's going down." And the second I saw Eric Young, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And I look at him, and his face gets red, and he's like, "I know, he's a fucking carbon copy." I'm like, yeah, he is.
I love Eric Young, but it was so blatant.
Like a son of a bitch.
They gave zero fucks.
They're like, "Come on, we got to capitalize on this." And they did the whole thing. Oh, my God. But hey, whatever. Good for him.
Yeah, and thankfully, they moved away from their WWE mirroring days.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it was just
eerie.
It's like they know what they're doing, right? Like
I
this
would
is
hope
no
so.
Coincidence.
April
10th last year, 2021, in the first pay-per-view with attendance since the pandemic, WrestleMania 37 Night 1, featured Braun Strowman defeating Shane McMahon in a steel cage match, Lashley defeating McIntyre by ref stoppage, which was a complete surprise, to retain the WWE title, and Bianca Belair made history, defeating Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title in the first all-female, all-black WrestleMania main event.
Oh, yeah.
Great main event, great match. I think it was almost our match of the year.
Wow, really?
What did win match of the year at the Maxies? I can't remember.
It's a very good question.
I'm sure it was almost Bianca and Sasha, and then an AEW match. I think it may have been Omega and Danielson. Rings a bell.
Possible.
But yeah. April 11th, 1999, at Spring Stampede, Diamond Dallas Page defeated Ric Flair, Hollywood Hogan, and Sting with Randy Savage as a special referee to win the WCW World title for the first time. I think at the time he was the oldest person to win it.
Yes.
Now it's Ric Flair, who was 52 when he won it last.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Goddamn Ric Flair, fucking asshole. You can't be the oldest. It's my turn.
Yeah, great moment for DDP. It always bugs me when I see photos of that moment because the belt's upside down when he holds it up.
Yep. A little cringy, but it's all good.
April 11th, 2011, a less happy occasion as Edge announced he was forced to retire. Little did we know he'd be back 9 years later.
I remember. Go ahead.
There's another thing from Raw that we skipped over. The transformation of Damian Priest. Vince has clearly just watched the Lost Boys for the first time.
I have no idea what it is you're talking about,
So
and now I'm confused. And
the lights went dark blue, and all of a sudden he's got like these vampire eyes.
Dark? Oh, what the fuck? Can we not? Just stop it. Just stop it. We're grown, okay?
Honestly, though, when Edge came back at the Rumble, I don't think we expected we'd get this much of a run out of him, and now he's in like this, new faction with Priest.
It's obviously, like that we wanted to bring the Brood back.
Yeah,
we can tell.
Even then, we can't use blood, so we got to use black paint.
Black paint, goddammit.
What? But that's not a bloodbath.
But
that's what the Brood did. Why are you half-assing it? If you can't bring back the blood, don't do the bloodbath gimmick. It makes no sense.
Makes zero sense.
Why are you covering people in goo? It's not
why.
It's not the Kids' Choice Awards.
Why are you covering people in goo?
I just want to see wrestlers randomly covered in pig's blood.
Yeah, come on. It's not that fucking hard. Come on.
WrestleMania 37 Night 2, of course, was the next night, April 11th, 2021. After the success of the first night, WWE dropped the ball the second night. First of all, the complete murder of The Fiend, his last match in WWE. The barely explained or logical betrayal of Alexa Bliss came coupled with Randy Orton being put over by Bray at Mania for the second time, and both times were bullshit.
Yes, sir.
We also had Sheamus taking the US title from Matt Riddle, the god-awful Nigerian drum fight. And main event, Roman Reigns defeated Edge and Daniel Bryan to retain the Universal title. On the bright side, WWE did correct their cock-up from the previous year, as Rhea Ripley won the Raw Women's title, defeating Asuka.
I had a girl.
Okay, a couple more left. April 13th, 1997, ECW went live with their first ever pay-per-view, Barely Legal, featuring Rob Van Dam defeating Lance Storm, Taz defeating Sabu, and immediately after defeating Big Stevie Cool and the Sandman, Terry Funk defeated Raven to win the ECW World title.
Big Stevie Cool.
Yeah, Big Stevie Cool. Was that like Stevie Richards parody in Diesel or something?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
It was because the Blue WO.
Yeah. Yes, it was Stevie Richards.
That's right. Yeah, he was supposed to be. I think he was supposed to be Nash, and the Blue Meanie was supposed to be Hall, and then it was like the least known dude of them all was supposed to be the Hogan.
Yeah, Simon Dean.
And I was like, what? Whatever.
What was his name in ECW? Like Supernova or something?
Is that does ring a bell?
It was something Nova. I know that because when they brought the BWO back in the shitty ECW of WWE, they went back to the BWO gimmicks.
What a fucking gimmick to have.
I'm sure it was Supernova. Yes. He was Nova, Supernova, and Hollywood Nova.
Yeah, Hollywood Nova. There it is.
Oh, boy. Okay, so what was Blue Meanie's name as Scott Hall?
Blue Hall? I don't know.
He was... Oh, the blue guy. Instead of the bad guy.
I like that.
I always confuse this. I always think it was a barbed wire match at the end, but it was just Terry Funk and Raven.
Terry Funk and Raven.
Also, April 13th in 2008, at a very solid lockdown pay-per-view, Jay Lethal held on to the X Division title in an Ultimate Escape match. BG James defeated Kip James. That's Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, for people who don't know.
Right.
Team Christian defeated Team Styles in Lethal Lockdown. And I fucking love this main event. Samoa Joe defeated Kurt Angle in a pure wrestling clinic for the world title, and this, of course, was back when every match was in a cage. So they did it kind of MMA style. Like Kurt Angle was just wearing fight shorts and no
I think I remember this one. Is this where they actually had like the cage surrounding the ring?
It was a 6 eyes of steel.
Yeah, it's okay,
so it would look like an octagon, but yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it didn't look like a regular cage match, but then and then I was like, but then again, yeah, their fucking ring was weird. But yeah, that was. I remember that because then there was all those rumors of fucking, Kurt Angle's gonna go try the UFC out. He's gonna try the UFC out. I'm like, he'd be fucking badass, and he was like, fuck this, I'm not doing that.
He was in his prime in 2008 too.
Yeah, he really was though.
I think Joe's career was on the line in this match too.
I believe. Oh God, I don't know nothing about Impact, but I think you're right though.
But yeah, if anybody's got what is Impact Plus or whatever, go back and watch this pay-per-view because that match was awesome.
Hell yeah.
And finally, today in history, in 2000, after signing with WWE, Taz returned to ECW in a deal made between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon for Taz to win the ECW World Title due to Mike Awesome signing with WCW while he was still champion and threatening to take the title with him.
Yes, all true.
People
Mike
forget
Awesome
Paul Heyman and
Mike
Vince
Awesome
were actually...
I'm trying to think of Mike Awesome's gimmick in WCW real fast. Oh, the fat chick's brother. That's right.
Yeah. It's surprising actually how much Vince and Paul Heyman cooperated back in the day.
Right? I did not think they communicated like that.
No, and this was like a one-time thing. Taz dropped the title a little over a week later to Tommy Dreamer and returned to WWE.
Well, there you go. Transitional, baby.
There's your history. And for a few birthdays this week, Bianca Belair, Juice Robinson, and Arya Daivari all turned 33. Jesse Neal turned 42. Dustin Rhodes, Runnels, whatever you want to call him, turned 53. Mark Quinn turned 28. Monty Brown, the alpha male, turned 52. Lita turned 47. Marina Shafir turned 44. And honorable mention, because he's in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose turned 81.
Leon Ruff turning, how old is this fucking kid? 26, 27.
Where is he now?
Huh? I have no fucking idea.
Did he get fired?
Yes.
Oh.
And then Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett's birthday too. I missed that
on the 14th.
Damn.
Born in 1967. He's throwing tortillas everywhere, people.
Just so he can be alone with his baby tonight.
Baby tonight.
Okay, from the past to the future. On May 24th and 26th, we present our next Max Wrestling special event, Trivia Takeover, Lucky Number 7. In case you haven't figured it out, it's casino themed. The first Max event to coincide with an AEW pay-per-view, as we will be predicting Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But the fun kicks off on the 24th in a third annual Champions Chase. No knowledge champion has survived this match yet. It is the ultimate rundown of wrestling trivia. This year, it's the Phoenix defending the knowledge championship. And it does have a twist this year, which I will get to in just a second. I'm conflicted with this one. Moses Marquez is the number one contender for the television title. The TV title is currently held by the lawyer, Chad Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
I think my conscience would be much clearer if you were part of the jury. But I don't know, you seem to be sitting on the fence. So they're going to face off, ladies and gentlemen, in 30-second quickfire.
Ooh, okay.
And as you should know, I am your world champion, and I'm here to make an offer. So whoever leaves the Champions Chase as knowledge champion, you can then cash it in for a shot at the world title. But it's not going to be that simple, because the world title will be defended in the first ever, if you accept the challenge, that is, if you want to cash in the knowledge title, the first ever Jester's Justice. You will have 5 minutes to make it from one side of the room to the other. Escape, and you leave with both titles. If you get gassed in, you leave with nothing.
Interesting.
So there's
Did you think I was gone? Hello, Captain. So, at Promomania, nobody showed up to face Moses Marquez. So, allow me to do the job for you. I have arranged for a mystery opponent to show up at Trivia Takeover. So, at Trivia Takeover, lucky number 7, Moses' challenge will finally be answered by an opponent of my choice. And just remember, you asked for this.
Okay, how the fuck did that just happen? I'm the Shape. How did? Well, I was the Shape anyway. I mean, I don't even.
I thought the Shape was dead, bub. What
Okay.
the fuck is going on?
I need to talk to Chad, the lawyer, to see if we can iron that one out. But I guess for now, we have a new match, and it's a takeover. Moses, your open challenge was not answered at Promomania. It looks like the Shape has set somebody up for you.
Huh. Okay. I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I should be upset, joyful, or just downright scared. But I guess we'll play the cards as they lie.
I'm just confused. Need better security.
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm about to say that lock on that door is not enough, bub.
No,
where's that hacker dude? He probably hooked you up with some security.
The door is not even covered by the flag anymore.
Lord have mercy.
You know what? That hacker dude's probably behind it because, like, revenge for Travis.
It's something. I don't even know where that guy is anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that, Chad. We need to talk. But anyway, Trivia Takeover, lucky number 7, May 24th and 26th. Go to maxwrestling.net/takeover7 for more information. And let's move on to our newest segment. It's basically an expansion. We've basically done it every week, but now it's actually got a segment name. Moses Marquez, give us the A to B on NXT.
Oh, God. All right, here we go. The A to B on NXT. So, let's see here. They fucking do. Oh, yeah, Cameron Grimes and Solo Sequoia. I rush through his name all the time. They had a pretty okay match. I'm tired of interference, though. But, I mean, they want to keep Carmelo Hayes in the mix. So they're probably, I would hope they would have like a triple threat. They were having a pretty good opener to start it. And then, of course, interference came in and it just was a fucking shit show at that point. And then we got split screen and yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Cameron Grimes retains, however, though. Apparently Braun Breaker's dad, Scott Steiner, who, how all of a sudden that name works, I don't get it, has been kidnapped by Joe Gacy. Makes zero sense to me. What the fuck ever. What else was it? Was there anything else even worth talking about?
There was Natalia. I know that much. Invading.
And Natalia showed up. She attacks Cora Jade.
For whatever reason.
I don't know what reason. Probably something to do with the main roster. I don't know. Don't really give a shit. There was a tag team gauntlet match.
Yes.
I've heard of Pretty Deadly. I don't remember really seeing them, but they win. So it just kind of was like, okay, whatever. But I mean, whatever, they're going to crown new guys. They're going to go from there. It's fine. I mean, that's how the show ended. They were really pushing the Creed brothers. I absolutely hate Brooks and Jensen. Every time I look at them, I call them the new Godwins, and I get ridiculed for it. But it's just, to me, they're stiff. But then again, so are the Creed brothers. But I just feel like there's no flow. There's no chemistry. You know what I mean? These guys need to work on it a little better.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, it was a show.
It happened.
It happened. There was no what's her lovely name? There was no Nikita.
No.
So
I'm sure that disappointed a lot of people. I'm sure that's the only reason some people tune in.
Some people just they're thinking with their whats, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. So the last segment has changed slightly. Again, it's been expanded. I'm about to pick the wrestler moments and dumbest moments of the week. This is now the best of the week. Wrestler of the week, very easy. After Friday, Wheeler Yuta. You've aligned yourself with 3 huge stars. You got the push, you got the rub, and you look like a fucking psychopath.
Like an absolute psychopath.
Which also brings me to the moment of the week. I'm gonna give it to William Regal shaking Yuta's hand. It was like I don't know what to call it, passing it the baton, or like an acceptance that you're one of the guys now.
There you go. I like that, acceptance. You're a part of the clique now, bub.
Yeah, you've made it.
There you go.
And dumbest moment of the week, without saying, goes to Satnam Singh's debut on AEW.
All bad stuff, bro. All bad stuff.
It was gonna be Austin Theory changes his name to Just Fury, but yeah, that debut sucked.
Yes, it did. 1,000% sucked.
Well, your week is complete. Thank you, everybody, for spending your Thursday with us. You know where to find us at Max Wrestling UK on Twitter and at the Captain 512 and SMRPodNet, also on Twitter. Once again, the website, maxwrestling.net. And once again, go follow Max Wrestling on TikTok at Max Wrestling UK.
Fucking ain't right, Billy.
Now, listen up, you pencil neck geeks. This is what Moses has for you this week.
That's right. So, as you already know, Max Wrestling UK is exactly where to go to check out the TikToks if you want real wrestling talks. I'm the guy to go to. I reply to questions, that whole nine. Just, I'm there to be the realist of the group. I'm not super AEW side. I'm not super WWE side. I'm very pro wrestling, though. So keep that in mind. As far as anything in the audios platforms, Bolt Rant is still going hard. It's slowly making its transition into YouTube, into video mode. After the draft is over, so come probably May, I think we're going to tone it down a little bit, and the return of Retro should be more fruition, and that's going to go video as well. So I got to figure out how fun that's going to be. VG all day long. That way you guys can, remember the fun clips of the 90s and seeing dudes like Juventud and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to work on it a little bit more, but for sure we'll get a date knowing in May, and worst case scenario, it'll stay audio for the time being though. But it is coming back in May.
Nice. May is the place.
May is the place.
And with that said, join us next week. I don't know what's going on midweek, but we do know tomorrow night is Adam versus Adam Texas Death Match for the AEW World Title. So we'll obviously be talking about that one and whatever else happens next week. Maybe Danhausen will finally be able to curse Hook.
He's like, boom. Why isn't it working?
You know what? He probably will, because it's Hook's Dynamite debut next week.
That, or you know what? His curse is they have to tag with each other,
which I would love.
And they're called Hookhausen.
Oh, another dumb moment of the week on Rampage. Whoever the lady was trying to interview Hook, can you not see he's clearly wearing headphones? Obviously, he's not going to answer your questions.
Apparently, that's DDP's daughter.
Oh, is it really?
That's what I'm being told.
Well, I still don't understand why she was trying to ask the guy questions, and then was surprised that he wasn't answering her when he clearly had headphones in.
He clearly has headphones in, but she doesn't give a shit.
But yeah, okay, if it's DDP's daughter, props. Welcome to the biz. I think she's going to try and interview him again on Wednesday.
Do it. All the time.
You know what? Keep interviewing Hook just so that we can see more Danhausen.
There you go. That's all I need. I need more Danhausen all day long.
You have been watching the Cap and Mo. Goodbye. And good night. Bang.
Don't forget, y'all, wrestling opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one.
And sometimes they stink.
Oh.